All the time we spent, wonder where it went. Why must time move on? Why must we grow apart?
The hallmark of a perfect episode. Welcome to the Final Picture Show podcast. We are here in the month of October. Yeah, spooky. Oh, the movie we're talking about tonight's not necessarily spooky.
It's spooky how much I liked it.
It was like same, dude. Yeah, we'll get to the end. Sharing our thoughts here at the beginning. But this is one of those movies that I was like, man, had I discovered this movie when I was a kid, it might be up there. It was like one of those movies that I held very dearly.
Oh, absolutely.
Onto. Discovered it as, almost a 40-year-old instead. But, hopefully someone stumbles upon it at a much younger age. We'll get to it. Yeah. Obviously here with Travis, like always.
Hey there.
And well, we are in October, not really doing any spooky movie. I guess by the end of the month, we'll do one spooky movie. One of them.
I mean,
one that I think you've never seen before. Have you ever seen it? Iron Man?
I've seen parts
pieces of it.
Pieces of it. Yeah, it's one of those movies that kind of
nice.
I'll see it like on things or whatever.
So
it'll be on a channel.
Our episode 70 lined up perfectly with Halloween, so I thought, well, let's just choose a horror movie that I didn't know you'd ever seen before, and one that we wouldn't otherwise talk about, but a director that we will talk about. So I kind of thought it would fit nicely in there. But otherwise, we're not really talking about anything horrific this month. Leaving that to our friend at Monster Movie Fun Time Go, as he's tackling more of those. He does 31 episodes for each episode a day, which is impressive.
That's that's a lot. It's a good.
I will watch a movie a day, but fuck me if you want me to talk about them. I don't know.
It's be like,
every movie is like, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
I'm not. It's. I watched that movie for sure.
Weed my way through the dribble until find something decent. So we will not be doing that. We're going to let him take care of that. And I thought about just doing like a month of like Halloween themed or spooky themed Into the World movies, but I was like, seems a little overdone. Maybe take a break. The End of the World is horrific enough, right?
I was about to say it's its own thing.
It's its own thing. And speaking of End of the World, Sign of the Apocalypse this week.
Take your pick, I guess.
Another one of those dealer's choice kind of things. There's been a lot. Today, the day we're recording, this is always a week from when y'all are hearing this, but the day we were recording, Master Blaster gave his speech to the troops.
Oh yeah,
the generals, I should say, to a crowd that did not really appreciate it. It seemed like,
no,
but he had a lot to say, and his own General Patton moment. But I don't think it quite had the effect it intended. Let's move away from that subject. I guess that's kind of Sign of the Apocalypse. I don't really have anything else to go with this week.
I was going to say that. I mean, it's just kind of coming at us a lot a day.
It is a lot. There's a lot every single day. It's very, I don't think human beings were meant to live in this kind of like Boilermaker situation day in and day out.
Real.
I mentioned to my wife earlier as a teacher, I was like, do we get like Civil War comp? Like, is that a thing that might happen? Like, do I have to worry about that? Like,
oh Lord.
I was looking up history. I was like, what happened to schools during the Civil War? That's what I was doing research on today.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Like, I didn't even know. How did that work? I mean, it's obviously very different times. So,
well, yeah.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Strange situations. And we find ourselves with in interesting times, uncharted waters.
But at least we don't have to worry about the DTs.
At least we do not have to worry about those damn DTs. Back to this movie, Doom Runners, coming to us from the year of 1997 and 1998 is when it made its debut, although it was conceived much earlier than that. We'll get into that when we get into the background. Here's a little bit about the director, a man named Brendan Marr. He's an Australian director, mostly known for TV shows. Yeah. This is a very Australian movie. As we'll get into that here in a minute. He is an Aussie TV director, mostly doing things like Spartacus, Outlander, a bunch of TV shows.
Mhm.
His two other like big movies are After the Deluge, which has nothing to do with the end of the world, in spite of the title,
Ooh, right.
and a movie called Dirt Game, which I have not seen either of those movies, but they both won numerous awards in Australia. So, not surprising based on the quality of this movie. There's a lot to like here. So the person that made this obviously had some talent. There's some stuff to critique, but
Well, sure.
this is really one really fun time.
Oh, it was.
Two writers, both interesting to talk about. Barney Cohen is the first man.
Mhm.
He would be the guy who wrote Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yeah.
He also created two TV shows and was the executive producer of both. One is Forever Night, which was a classic 90s kind of a sci-fi-ish romp horror kind of theme thing. I remember catching a few episodes back in the day.
Yeah.
And the other thing he's responsible for I watched a lot more episodes of, and that is Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes.
Bringing that back on the air. So, which he would write several of the TV episodes of, as well as some TV movies. So, in addition to being the creator and the executive producer, he also kind of would write some episodes here and there, contribute some stuff. He also, in 1986, would write a draft of the Spider-Man movie that never got made, but almost got made. And it was going to star Spider-Man, and the villain was going to be Dr. Octopus. And here are some notes, according to IMDb, about his draft of this potential movie, 86 Spider-Man. Number one, he wanted Dr. Octopus to be called Professor Ock.
Oh, no.
Number two, the Professor Ock was going to have an assistant named Wiener. Or Weiner. I'm not sure which. Either way, dick joke.
Yeah.
The dick joke in question, Weiner, Wiener, he would be the man responsible for killing Uncle Ben, because you got to make that square fit somehow.
Right.
I always preferred my Spider-Man where the man that killed Uncle Ben is just like a nobody. He's not a hero. He's supposed to teach Spider-Man a lesson, because that's what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
That's also what Uncle Ben's supposed to do. He's a plot device. He's a plot device. He's a plot device. He's supposed to die. Let the man die. Speaking of like letting them die. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, that's kind of like whenever they have I don't know, different stories do this with Batman. People know Batman way more than me.
Where they change who kills his parents.
Yeah, like sometimes it's just some guy. And sometimes it's the Joker before he was the Joker.
Yeah,
and it's
making him the Joker is stupid. That's the worst part of the Tim Burton movies.
That never sat with me. I was like, come on. It doesn't need.
He has a character name. I think is it Joe Chill?
Yeah, I think that's right, Joe Chill.
I'm trying to remember my Batman lore, but I believe that's the man responsible, according to the books. Speaking of being responsible, back to Barney Cohen here, because he's responsible for this 86 Spider-Man. So in addition to him calling Dr. Octopus Professor Ock, and Wiener being the assistant, and Wiener killing Uncle Ben, a spider would also bite Professor Ock, and Professor Octavius would then declare himself Spider-Man. And IMDb,
that's a little prescient.
Yeah, IMDb says this part, and so this is the part that alerted me. Now, there's no
Spidey sense going.
It definitely triggered my Spidey sense for sure, because there's no like indication as to how I'm supposed to pronounce this, but based on him insisting that he's called Professor Ock, I can only therefore assume that, according to IMDb, Professor Ock was going to utter the phrase "okie dokie" a lot. Now, it says okie dokie, but it's emphasis on Ock, so I'm thinking it's like okie dokie or okie. Anyway, yeah, he was going to do that. He was going to say that a lot in the script, apparently.
You know me.
You would have loved this movie. You would have loved this fucking movie.
Here's the thing. That pisses me off, actually.
You hated this movie.
I don't know why. Like, I love a pun. I do. It's real. It's true. Like, that's my whole thing. But
not that one.
That fucking sucked. That just pisses me off.
That's some first draft shit that someone probably was
honestly,
like, yeah, no, we're not keeping that.
That's some real unobtainium shit.
Yeah, let's leave that in the final draft. Second writer here is Ken Lipman, who would also be a creator of a very famous series. He created Secret World of Alex Mack.
Oh, god damn, yes.
Yeah. So some good shit here. Some good shit.
Oh,
Yeah. That's who brought
awesome.
us this. Yeah.
I totally get it. Totally. Oh man.
You're seeing things. You're connecting dots. I feel like
Dude.
I can't see you because we don't have our cameras on. But in my mind, I'm envisioning you as Charlie, and It's Always Sunny, like chain smoking and being like, "Ah, shit, it's Claire."
It's all.
It all connects to the secret world of Alex Mack, which is a show I definitely watched a little bit of, but it was not one that I like caught a hold of. I'm familiar with it. I know a lot of people love it.
Yes, it was one I caught a lot of, and I was
going to say every time I watched it, go ahead.
I've watched it recently. And
I was going to say every time I've watched it, I always enjoy it, but it was like one of those ones that, as a kid, I always missed it from time to time. But I did catch it here and there.
So good, and oh god, that's so exciting, and it just makes so much sense why I just really dug this movie. There's so many elements of this movie that I dig.
Here's why I really dug this movie, because let's get into the cast.
Oh,
first off, let's just talk about him right away. Tim Curry.
Can I tell you,
sure.
I was zoned out during the opening credits. I didn't see his name.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention.
Well,
so I didn't know.
You're thinking it's like a mostly Australia, New Zealand feature, and then all of a sudden you get like Tim Curry. You're like, oh shit, where did he come from?
Tim Curry, but Tim Curry being his most Tim, or just doing his own,
one of his best performances.
Honestly, I mean, I'm surprised there's any movie left with how much he was chewing that scenery.
Oh, he was chewing it everywhere, and he gets to do all kinds of voices and hamming it up so much. Yeah,
it was so good. I like when I first saw him on screen, I was like, oh, it's Tim Curry, and then
immediately you're like, give me more. Give me more.
I couldn't, like, you know that really big, like, wide open smile thing people do?
Yeah,
I was doing that the whole time he was on screen. I was just like, I am so happy right now. Like, I didn't think this movie was going to make me this happy. But
when we get to the plot, you'll hear me say over and over and over again every time, I wish Tim Curry was in this movie more. Like, if we could somehow make it just about him, that would be better.
Just somehow can we that be my if I was a producer, I'd have notes for like each scene and be like, can we get Tim Curry in this?
Somehow. Like, have him narrate it even.
I like where this is going. I like where this scene's going, but we get Tim Curry in
there. Tim Curry got me coughing.
Oh man.
No.
Death by Tim Curry.
Death by Tim Curry, yes.
Death by Curry.
He's mind sucking me. Oh god, yeah. So Tim Curry's been in tons of movies. I don't think we need to go over all of them, but some choice ones that I really enjoy. It's obviously Rocky Horror. But
obviously,
Clue is a great one with him. Congo, that's another one that he's really great in. Speaking of movies that we recently talked about, The Shadow, there's one.
Yes.
McHale's Navy, that's one we'll probably never get to talk about, but there's an interesting one.
I love that one.
As well as Home Alone 2, Scary Movie 2. He kind of helped Scary Movie 2 become the best scary movie of all of them.
Him and David Cross.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Carmen Electra's pretty good in that one. And the Wayans brothers. The Wayans brothers are always great.
And the Wayans brothers. Oh, I love the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, that's good.
From way back.
Also in Addams Family. There you go. Here's a good that one.
That's right.
And then in some non-like comedies, Kinsey is a drama on HBO back in the day. He was great in that. And then obviously It, where he played the original clown there.
Which never scared me. Or at least the clown part never did.
Oh, wow.
Clowns don't scare me, though.
That movie used to freak me the fuck out.
Oh, the movie freaked me out, but he never did it for me. You know what I mean? Like when people show like pictures of him, like a lot of people get freaked out. I don't.
Huh.
But clowns, I don't know. I went the exact opposite direction with clowns. I think they're awesome. So, like I like clown shit. I juggle.
You do all kinds of shit. Let's get into let's talk about the kids, because we'll get to this when we get to the background of the movie, but basically this is like
I knew one of them.
Little kids Mad Max.
I recognized one of them.
Yeah, there's two of them I recognized, and we'll talk about them in just a second. But this is basically like what if Mad Max was a kids movie?
Yes, 100%.
More so than Thunderdome was, which is already kind of like leaning towards a kids movie.
It really was.
Yeah. So here's some of the child actors. The first one is Dean O'Gorman, who would be also in Xena and Hercules before this, but then would after this become one of the major stars of Hobbit and the Hobbit series.
Feely.
As well. Yep, Feely. And as well as
And-
Trumbo, which is another great movie.
Yes. Now he was in a great show because I'm a huge fan of like New Zealand and Australian TV for some reason.
Yeah.
Specifically New Zealand because he's a Kiwi, and he was in a show called The Almighty Johnsons. I recommend that show if you don't know it.
I am not familiar.
So it's like this. I don't know. It's this crazy idea. These like New Zealand family or whatever. These people are the embodiments of Norse gods, and it's really
I remember
fun.
you mentioning this show before. Yeah,
I probably have
I think you've mentioned this before. The embodiment of Norse god stood out to me. Is like, yeah, that's that's a thing you don't hear.
It's not something you hear a lot.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, check that
But
out.
yeah,
That
he
sounds
plays. His character is basically the embodiment of Bragi or whatever, the poet god or whatever.
cool. Oh, interesting.
And yes, so and you learn a little bit about Norse mythology if it's any bit accurate.
Who knows? Check it out. There's a recommendation for y'all out there.
Yes. Oh, I'll probably recommend a lot of New Zealand shit.
There is a lot of these cast members are Australian or from New Zealand. Tim Curry is obviously the exception here, and he actually loved coming to Australia to film. We'll get this when we get into the background, but he actually got to meet his brother, who was from Australia, who I guess they had some separation. That he ran into him in Sydney while they were filming. So
that's far out.
I actually got to read like an old newspaper interview from the 90s that had been like uploaded to the internet, which was interviewing Tim Curry after this movie came out on TV in Australia. I thought that was interesting.
That's awesome.
Where he mentions a couple things like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. The main female star here, was her name Jada? Is that it?
Yeah, Jada.
Yeah. She is played by Leah Moreno, who would be in a bunch of TV shows.
Yes. I believe I've seen her before.
Oh, yeah. She's been in CSI. She's been in Monk. She's a bunch of stuff. She was also in Demon Hunter. That's an underrated little thriller from back in the, I think, early 2000s. She's really, I don't know if she's good in that, but I've seen that movie. I think I own that movie on DVD, actually, but I do not remember her in it. I'd have to go back and watch it and look for her. Next up is a guy we've actually talked about several times before, Nathan Jones, who was Rictus in Mad Max.
I immediately recognized him.
Yeah. There's Rictus was as a young man when he had a little bit more baby fat on him.
He did, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. When you see him in Fury Road and Furiosa, he definitely is thinned out and leaned up a bit.
He's definitely a lot more. What's the word? Like, I guess lean. Yeah. He's definitely.
And honestly, he made me realize that we need to make a Hall of Fame because he is one of now several actors, Charlton Heston and a number of others that we have talked about at least 3 times. And I feel like that's Hall of Fame, post-apocalyptic Hall of Fame worthy. Because obviously, if the man doesn't enjoy these movies, he at least keeps finding himself in these.
That's right. Time and time again. Yeah.
Speaking of Mad Max, George Miller was in the news recently because last time we talked about Mad Max, so it was Furiosa at the beginning of this year. And we had to leave it on kind of a cliffhanger, like, well, we don't know if we're ever going to see Mad Max Wasteland ever come to fruition. Well, it turns out right now, at least, they're beginning feeling things out about it becoming a TV show. So that would be kind of really cool to see. I'd be interested to see that.
Really cool. I would,
to really dig into that universe, especially if it's the last thing we get in that world. So
yes,
if it is, maybe we'll see Nathan Jones for the 4th time. And then I don't know all of his movies. We may see him again.
Well, I mean, because I know he
was a
big dude in Troy. You know, that gets one shot by Brad Pitt.
Yeah. He was also a professional wrestler.
We should all be so lucky. Oh, yeah.
He was a professional wrestler for like a hot second where he had kind of a famous WrestleMania appearance where he shows up to assist The Undertaker and do nothing. Whereas beforehand, he was supposed to be like The Undertaker's tag team partner. And the story goes is that rather than have him perform that night, they realized in the prep for the match that he was just unsavably bad, and so they just were like, we're just going to make it a handicap match where Undertaker's going to take on 2 guys. You'll come in at the end and just kind of show up, and that's it. And then I think he was fired shortly after that, or maybe he went on a tour back to Australia and then just decided to stay home, something like that.
Did
one of those
not,
2 things.
Did they not like vet him at all?
I think he was just a big dude who, he was a big dude. Let's put him in the
Dude
ring.
had some fame,
A big dude had a little bit of fame. Put him in the ring.
Yeah.
And it worked out for him. He ended up doing Mad Max afterwards, so he bounced back.
Hey, there you
definitely.
go. Yeah.
Next guy that I definitely recognized, and I think was the one you recognized, is Bradley Pierce here, who would be in Jumanji.
That's right.
Amongst many other things. He was also the voice of Chip in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
yeah,
I never put that together.
Yep, that's him. He was also in Borrowers, that old kids movie. Remember that one?
You're right.
Yeah, and he was in Lewis and Clark, Superman.
I'm not getting that one right away.
and personal reference to you and I, and I think this is the second time we've brought this up, maybe the first. But he also was the voice of Tails in the Sonic the Adventure TV show, of which you are a foremost expert, obviously.
I still don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know either. So here's the story for those curious, because only you and I and one other person, who I don't even remember her name. I have no idea who she is. There was a party at our mutual apartment that you and I shared with two other people. And this particular evening, there were a bunch of people over. It was for New Year's Eve. Had a big party. At this point, it was into the evening. Everyone had kind of gone to sleep, and it was you and I and another girl. Yeah. And I don't know who she was. Nope. And she was there with somebody who had fallen asleep. And neither you nor I were like trying to get with this girl. So this was basically just like she's up, we're up. And what are we going to watch on TV? Well, this was me during my torturous phase where I just like to put on random horrible things and just see how long until people decided to tap out for the evening. This was just like, my own personal litmus test, so to speak. And one that I had subjected you to several times before this.
Oh, God. And I'm such an idiot. Because I'd be
never walked away. You just never.
Well, where was I going to go?
I don't know. You know what?
The other side of the room.
I like that you had, of all the litmus tests you passed with flying colors, time and time again. There were very few things you were ever like, we need to turn this off. And this was not one of them. Was all of the Sonic the Hedgehog TV shows, the animes, the awful ones from the 90s, all of them. And Chili Dogs, yeah. Lots of the guy from Urkel, the guy that did Urkel.
Jaleel White. Is that why I'm the expert? Is because I knew that?
I don't know. Anyway, the story was, at this point, you had watched several of them because I had put them on, and I decided to put one on this time. I think because she said she liked anime, and I was like, well, you ain't seen this. Here's the Sonic the Hedgehog anime. And I proclaimed that you were an expert on this particular film beforehand, assuming that she would just say, okay, cool, and just watch it. Yeah. And watch it we did, but questions happened. And rather than just like saying, I don't know anything about this, I've never watched it before, you just like started making shit up. And you went with it, and I went with it, and it was one of those moments in time where I was like, all three people are improvising, but only two of them are aware of it. And it made for a very funny moment in time that only us were aware of. And
I forgot about that completely.
There you go. It's one of those moments that I always will remember because
very,
very drunk. And it was New Year's Eve and just making random shit up. Like, Sylvester Stallone is in this. Yeah. Yeah, he totally shows up. He's the one that he voices Knuckles. Son of a bitch. Who knew? Anyway, back to the movie.
God.
Lizzie, the fire starter in this movie, who, by the way, how does she do that? And that's never explained, is it?
It's never explained. And I think I love it.
It's also never explained how many times she can do it. If nothing is explained, she just can randomly ignite fire from her hands. Anyway, she's played by Rebecca Smart, who has been in a ton of things from Australia. Yes. Tons of things. Coca-Cola Kid, that was the one that I recognized.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen her in a few things because like I said, I go for a lot of Australian stuff, so a lot of these folks I've seen several times.
Definitely. A few more people here. Peter Carroll has been in a bunch of stuff. He's been a stage star. He's the one that plays the grandpa here.
Yes.
And he would be in Happy Feet, Crazy Rich Asians, and he would also be the dialogue coach for Crocodile Dundee.
Oh.
There you go. Some fun stuff there. Fun stuff there. And the last person we'll talk about is Caesar, the guy that plays Caesar at the very end of the movie, Paul Livingston, who is another Australian comedian who he would be in Happy Feet 2, which he was also the writer of. Some more connections to George Miller there. As well as he was the assistant stranger in Dark City. That's what I mostly know him from.
Oh, that's right.
Which, if you haven't seen Dark City, you should definitely check out Dark City, especially if you like The Matrix. The Matrix stole a lot of shit from Dark City, so you might as well check that out if you like that one.
Ooh, I wonder if we should, one of these days we need to compare the two, or talk about one and then watch the other, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that'd be fun.
Something down the line.
Some more people here. Justin Rosenik is another one of the kids who's in the beginning of the movie. He would be in Surfer, which is that Nick Cage movie that was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And then one more guy who played one of the main like DT guys in his name is hard to pronounce. I could be pronouncing this horribly, but his name I think it's Diobe.
Diobe. I'm never gonna get it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
That's on us.
Yeah, we're bad. Sorry. Yeah, but he would be in a Dread, Doom, Moulin Rouge, as well as Independence Day 2, which is where we'll see him again. So
I just looked him on IMDb because I was trying to see if there was any pronunciation guide.
Yeah.
There's not.
No,
he was in Dark City too.
He is in Dark City as well. I was going to say we will definitely talk about him either in Dark City or Independence Day 2 will be the next time we see him. So maybe by then we'll learn how to say his name.
Yeah.
And
or
right
Dread
or wrong. Dread is also another good one there.
Yeah.
A little bit of the background here. So this is actually a collaboration between two different companies, Paramount and Nickelodeon.
Oh, I saw Nickelodeon come up, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
yeah." So
I hadn't tuned out yet. So
So this was a collaboration between Paramount Studios and Nickelodeon Studios. It was always meant for TV. And it was a cycle of found this in the research. There was a cycle of these collaborations that each studio would pitch in $1 million to co-collaborate on a $2 million ish was the budget. Made for TV movie specifically aimed at the kid market in both Australia and in the United States, which is where it would debut on both networks. So it would show up in Showtime in 1997 in the United States and Australia, Showtime owned by Paramount. And then it would eventually show up on Nickelodeon in the United States a year later in April of 1998, where it would be the very first full-length TV show to air on Nickelodeon.
Oh, wow.
I was watching Nickelodeon in 1998. I did not ever catch this in the 90s. This was the first time I'd ever seen this.
I'm shocked I never caught it, but
never saw it. I don't know how many times it ran or how much they promoted it, but I never saw or heard about this movie at all growing up.
Because I feel like I watched a lot of stuff back. I mean, the Nickelodeon was like my shit back in the day, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like even like the shows that they had on there, like Alex Mack and stuff like that. But also going further back, I don't know if you've heard of this one. Space Cases was a big one for me.
Not familiar with
Adventures
that one,
of Pete and Pete.
Pete
but that's going further back.
Yeah.
But I'm bummed that I missed this one.
Yeah, Nickelodeon. I was watching like Two Stupid Dogs, stuff like that.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
Angry Beavers, things like that.
Hell yes.
Real Monsters, another good one. I don't even know what channel those were. I think they were Nickelodeon. I could be wrong.
Those were Nickelodeon. Yeah.
It's one of those things. Like as a kid, you just kind of conflate cartoons all to one channel, and it's kind of like, was it Nickelodeon? Was it Cartoon Network?
Because for me, because I'm a little bit pre-Cartoon Network, a little bit. And so Nickelodeon was kind of the cartoon channel for me. So, and also just a kid channel because it had other stuff too. So Double Dare and stuff like that. Yeah,
we had like morning cartoons and morning TV shows on Fox. That was like before we had
before
Cartoon
school,
Network.
And then you would watch, and then after school, like Dragon Ball Z would come on in high school.
Yeah, this is one of those kid shows that I definitely missed out on. That looking back on, I would have loved to have watched because this would have been like definitely one of my favorites back in the day.
Absolutely. Well, because there was also another show, and this is a little bit later than this show or than this movie came out on Nickelodeon. I think it came on Nickelodeon. There was this show called The Tribe. I've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
But that's a New Zealand show, and it was on Nickelodeon. I caught like 5 or 15 minutes of it, and I never forgot about it. And then up until recently, I saw something and I watched a trailer for it, and I was like, or I started watching it just because it was like, well, this sounds like something I would watch. And so I started watching it, and I started to slowly click. I was like, that's the show. That's the one.
It's fun when that happens. Yeah.
Oh, I love that because I never knew what it was. I saw like between 5 and 15 minutes of an episode, and then I didn't see what it was. I saw nothing about it, and I was just like, the hell was that?
Yeah. Some synchronicity
captured my imagination, and that's it's pretty similar to this movie, especially like the music.
Oh yeah. We'll get to the music later. I got something for that. Yeah. So a little bit more about the background here. Budget was $2 million. Obviously, it had no take homes, nothing to talk about there because it was just on TV alone. While we did not watch it, somebody was watching because this movie is referenced in the 2009 episode of Family Guy where Peter mentions that he's going to go home and watch Doom Runners. So somebody in the Family Guy writing studio had seen this movie.
That's awesome.
There you go. Somebody in that.
God, that just raised my opinion up a little. Family Guy?
Family Guy shit. Yeah. Tim Curry, obviously we talked about him. I read the interview about him. This was his first time working in Sydney, Australia. Finally got to meet his brother, which he did not know that they were related, which was kind of cool.
That's wild.
He, while filming this, basically was pitched to him as Mad Max for kids. So that's kind of what he went into it knowing. And his performance, I think, it definitely attests to that. He is having a lot of fun here, and he's having some fun. Speaking of having fun, let's talk about the Travis trivia.
Yeah.
And I threw some fun ones in here because it's the 90s, right, brah? It's the 90s, brah. It's the 90s, brah. So this movie came out on December 20th, 1997. So damn near a Christmas time release, which honestly, this would have been a cool movie to watch at Christmas time.
I think it would be.
Nothing to do with Christmas at all, but a feel-good family time.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1 in the charts is a song we've talked about before. It's oftentimes either considered your favorite of his songs or your least favorite of his songs. Elton John is the artist. Any guesses?
In 97.
97. It's a song that had come out before this, but came back in 1997.
That's right. Yeah, well, shit. So Candle in the Wind.
It is Candle in the Wind, indeed.
Sad downer, but
sad, a little bit of a downer. Yeah, a little bit of a downer, especially for those in the UK. Obviously, the song would come back out with the death of Princess Diana.
Yes.
But, had obviously come out before that. A song that of all the Elton John songs, I really do not like Candle in the Wind.
It's not,
it's one of my least favorite. It's just so sappy, which I get the sentimentality, but oh god, it's just too sappy for me.
I'm much more of
it's the same thing as that Eric Clapton song. See You in Heaven. Yeah, the song he wrote about his son. I'm just like, oh God, my god,
well, that one's
so
just
fuck.
Like, dude,
the sentimentality is just like beat you over the head. I'm like, okay, I get it. God damn.
See, that's why I like Warren Zevon, because whenever he got older and more sentimental, he said, "What did that song? My shit's fucked up."
Yeah, my shit's fucked up. Yeah.
I'd like to think I'm more of a
I was going to say
Zevon.
that last Warren Zevon song that they do in Funny
Keep
People,
Me in Your Heart.
Keep Me in Your Heart. That song, I can't listen to that song without crying.
Oh, absolutely.
It fucking tears you up inside.
Yeah. But I fancy myself more of a Warren Zevon kind of guy.
Yeah. Next up is number 2 is a country artist. She was a big deal for a little while there in the 90s. This song. Twain? Try again.
Oh God. What was her name? Started with a T. Am I right?
You're thinking of Trisha Yearwood, but that's not her.
Oh, okay. Leanne Rimes, maybe?
There, number 3, ding, ding, ding. Okay. Leanne Rimes, How Do I Live? How Do I Live?
Oh, that's right. See, I always think of the Michael Bolton, How Do I Live?
Interesting.
That's mine.
Well, there you go. I don't have anything to say about that.
Except Michael Bolton rules? Doesn't he suck now?
I don't know.
I think he was in the news.
I'm not white enough to give a shit about Michael Bolton. I'm not that white. I don't know.
I think he was in the news. I think he got a little of the like bad behavior notice or something.
The sexual predator? That you're talking
maybe
about? Bad
no, I don't want.
He's not that kind of bad behavior. Okay.
That would suck to be like
treading the line.
Not even
legality,
close to the thing about him, but I believe I remember reading something like that.
Something like that.
I could be wrong. He may actually suck. So
We'll leave it up to you, audience. Michael Bolton,
yeah, right?
How white are you? That's the. We're
Does...
supposed to ask more questions for audience engagement. So, audience, how white are you? Are you white enough to care about Michael Bolton news?
Yeah. Should I not be a fan anymore?
There you go. Number 3 is a. Well, he's kind of in the news recently as well.
Oh no!
Came into a little bit of trouble. Speaking of getting into trouble, "You Make Me Wanna" by Usher is number 3.
Wait,
there.
what did he get in the news for?
I have no idea. I just cover my bases with anyone from the 90s at this point. Just like,
I mean, like, they're probably, yeah, that's a really safe bet. Like,
basically, like any male from the 90s that was relatively famous, you have to tread with a little bit of caution, right?
Absolutely. It's
unless they're dead.
Probably...
If they're dead, well, then hey,
Hey, all sins are washed away in death,
Apparently.
Well,
apparently,
but memories are still there.
That's the whole thing about memories. Number 4 was a song I never heard of, so I can't help you. This was "My Body" by LSG. Don't know that song.
No, I mean, I may. I bet what?
I might if I listen to it, but it's not a 90s song that jumped into my mind. And number 5 was "Feel So Good" by Mace, another 90s song that it didn't really doesn't really occur to me, but it makes sense. Here are some 90s songs that did occur to me that were also in the charts, just a little bit scattered down. Number 12. It's really the only song I know by them, but the group is Savage Garden.
Oh, yeah. Truly, Madly, Deeply?
Truly, Madly, Deeply. That was number 12 in the chart.
I think I know another of their songs, but I can't tell it by name. So,
Speaking of only probably knowing one song, do you know any other songs by a anarchist punk group turned dance pop crossover in the 90s?
I mean, speaking of memories, some drink to remember the better times, and some drink to remember the or whatever, or to forget. I forget how that goes now. I'll have a lager drink. I'll have a vodka drink. I'll have a anyway.
Yeah, a song that if you grew up in the 90s, you heard countless times. Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba.
And
the
it's
history behind them is a fun thing.
I was going to say, they're one of those bands where it's like, you just think there's some dumb band with like 13 members. And I don't know.
Total anarcho punks from.
Yes, totally. And I like a lot of their other stuff too.
Yeah, they have some other good songs. Yeah, that's just
El
like
Fusilado is really good.
I was going to say, do you know the names of any of their other songs? You passed the test once again.
Well, there's also another one that I don't think people want to hear right now.
Probably not. That was the one that was in my mind. Yeah. Number 20 is I was going to say the other big Spice Girls song, but there were actually lots. This was number 20 was Spice Girls, "Spice Up Your Life." The song the Spice Girls are the group I most associate with 1997.
Oh, really?
That song and Godzilla and Armageddon were the 3 gifts. That CD, those were the 3 gifts my mother got me for Christmas that year.
Oh, okay.
And my mom used to just go to FYE in the mall and just grab random CDs and VHSs and bring them home. Yeah. And this was this is your Christmas gift. Well, as you got older, it was a little bit my mom has no idea what shit I like. It just gets me random things, but whatever,
See, I remember because my sister didn't have Spice Girls; she had Aqua. So I listened to
Aqua, Barbie Girl.
So if you need to know a little bit about what's wrong with me,
I had a next door neighbor who listened to Aqua while we played the SNES Chicago Bulls versus Portland Trailblazers video game.
That's awesome.
There's a core 90s memory for you.
That is amazing.
There you go. And later on that day, we watched the Looney Tunes version of Yakety Sax.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say he watched it. That I forget the kid's name. That's the only thing I don't remember. This is why I'm bad at names. I could either be a great novelist or a terrible rendition of production assistant because I'm I don't remember anyone's name, but I remember all the other details. I could not tell you their fucking name. But there you go. Anyway, next door neighbor to me, yeah, he was obsessed with that Yakety Sax. He had the VHS and he would just play it and they would end and then he would hit rewind and we'd watch it again. And yeah, that was my mom was like, "Oh, make friends." I was trying. There you go. He moved away later. Anyway, number 28 was a song that at the time I really enjoyed this song as a young man. I didn't understand
Yeah.
why I enjoyed it. It didn't occur to me about anything other than just like, I like whatever this is, and it would stick with me because I still like whatever this is. And that was Criminal by Fiona Apple.
Oh God, yes.
Which was number 28 in the charts. So
really,
yeah. She would win a bunch of Grammys that year for I think because that would be her debut album. So yeah, she would win best best newcomer and all or whatever shit they have at the Grammys. Yeah,
I figured she'd be higher up, but
I think eventually she got there. So this song, I don't know. I was going to say we could try to guesstimate when this song when Criminal came out. But I remember like watching MTV at my babysitter's house.
Yep,
she should just like park us in front of the TV and put on MTV. Or VH1 or whatever was on, and that song came on, and you see like a bunch of people in like their underwear and like drugged out and like high as shit, and she's like biting her lips a lot. A formative memory in a young man's life in the 1990s. There you go. Some Fiona Apple. People, heroin chic.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
She actually has one of my favorite. Like, she's one of the few people. Well, there's a lot of bands that do this, but she does a Beatles cover that I prefer hers over the Beatles cover, but like Across the Universe.
Yeah.
She did that song for Pleasantville. I love it.
Nice. I like it. Well, that is it for the background, and that's it for Travis Trivia. We will see you guys in just a minute. We'll talk about the plot of Doom Runners.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the middle section of the show. Next week, we will be back to talk about a movie that's not at all for the kids. Definitely watching a kids movie this time. Next week, we will talk about Last Night, which is another movie from around the same time period as this one, but not at all intended for children. Have you ever seen or heard this movie before?
Never heard of it.
This is one of those movies that we just talked about, like discovering movies as a kid and then not knowing them again until you became older.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies for me. This is one of those movies. I did not know that this was one of those movies until watching it just like this week. Watched it again for I guess the second time. It was one of those movies that like I had seen parts of it as a kid, specifically some parts involving Sandra Oh, and had no idea like what movie this was. And then now watching it again, I'm like, oh shit, it's that movie. There you go. So be a fun time. Tune in next week as we talk about Last Night. See you guys then.
See,
these are coming.
The deities.
All right, so we start the movie by learning a lot about the eco collapse, and we get a lot of context. That's what this movie starts off doing, is building a lot of context. Basically, until Grandpa dies, is all just world building.
Yep.
And I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It does a good job. It gives you a lot of information. I wish there was less narration. That's like my big critique of this movie is I wish same thing with Blade Runner. Not comparing this movie to Blade Runner, but saying that like both of them suffer from that. Like, just get rid of the fucking narration. Show me. Don't tell me. I don't need to. You could just show me these things. That'd be fun.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, so we get a lot of narration explaining, the the ecological collapse of the world.
Yes.
And also we get some very 90s credits with lots of cool music. I dig the music so much that I even looked up some of the music. So you want to know a little bit about the two big bands that do the songs here?
Yes.
So the music at the beginning is a band called Storytime. And this song is from their album Sonic Adventures of Mr. Sumo.
Whoa.
And they were an Australian band who kind of gives me like listening to their EP, which I listened to on Discogs today, kind of gave me a little bit of like Helmet vibes almost.
Oh, okay.
Lots of like Helmet, like early new metal, kind of like da-na-na-na, like lots of like offset riffs. I liked it.
Yeah.
The outro song, which I fucking loved.
Yes.
Is Don't Let It Get You Down by Dead Star, which is also an Australian band. And they would be nominated for a bunch of awards, actually. This song included would all be nominated for a bunch of awards. And that band actually is the offshoot of another band, Crowded House.
No shit.
Yeah, with Don't Dream It's Over. There's another one. And Crowded House is actually an offshoot of another band called Split Ends, which I have been told, at least according to the internet, if we mention "We Love Split Ends," then people in New Zealand will love us. So I will say,
No shit.
"I See Red" is an amazing song.
Oh, awesome! Oh man, I want to be loved by New Zealanders so bad because
I'll
I'm
put that-
such.
That's our short for the week. Done. Done.
Oh,
Please,
my
New
God.
Zealand. Please.
Please.
No, honestly, like we've talked about Australian for being our first year as a podcast. We've talked about Australia and New Zealand a shitload. Like,
Yes. Oh,
all of the Mad Max, Blood of Heroes. Like
I'm
it's just the area
such-
we keep coming back to.
I love Australia and New Zealand so much. Like if I could be anywhere else,
Yeah.
that's kind of like New Zealand is number one for me.
Yeah, if it
Like,
wasn't so far away, like that's the only
That's-
thing. It's
that's
just
the
so far
problem.
away from us as Americans. God, it's so far away.
That's like Lewis Black said
Maybe
whenever he went
intentionally.
to.
I think they wanted to be that
Yeah,
far
really,
away.
like, get away from everybody. That's the comedian Lewis Black. Whenever he went there, he's like, if they want to be a part of the rest of the world, everybody just needs to get out and push and bring them closer.
Yeah. I used to in college. We had a Risk game going on with my college roommates that went on for months, and we would
suck
play
at Risk.
Yeah, well, I basically everyone that played lost except for down to 3 people out of all of us, and it was Philip and Jack had like cornered themselves in the globe, which is a never-ending like armistice where they just kept fighting. Meanwhile, I was in Australia just trading territory with Jack and getting troops and building up a massive army to the point where eventually when Philip defeated Jack, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, whoever they were came in second because they just agreed to lose to me because I had an insurmountable force in Australia. And so there is that started beyond Mad Max. That also is like my love of Australia is when I play Risk, I'm like, ooh, I got Australia. Like, I have a plan. Like just sit and build, and if no one fucks with me, well, here you go.
Awesome.
Speaking of no one fucking with me, we have robotic dogs in this movie, so that's cool.
That dog was so cool, and I think it was like was it a blue heeler or
it looked like a blue heeler, maybe an Australian shepherd.
Maybe an Australian shepherd. But both dogs I really like. So.
Yeah. First robotic dog we've seen since Boy and His Dog. There you go.
Oh yeah.
And going back to our original introduction to the show, we will see boys and dogs. There we go. The second boy and dog we have seen combo.
That's right.
This movie pulling in all kinds of references.
Giant.
And is giant. Yes, we get to see all of them.
Because he's like 6'11", isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a
big dude.
So basically the movie starts and we have like this context where we have these kids and a lot of the adults are dead. And they're living with Grandpa in this like kind of slummy community. It's very run down.
It looks like a warehouse that they just put stuff in, you know?
Yeah. And the DTs, the Doom Troopers, are
DTs.
Yeah, they work for the corporation. Well, the accents go all over the place. This movie can't find an accent to stick with.
We've got American kids hanging out with New Zealanders and Australian and British. And it's
some British people in there. Yeah.
I love it. I love
it.
Throw them all in.
Yeah, the kids are getting harassed by the Doom Troopers who are coming to this little village to basically enforce the law of the corporation, who we learned that the corporation is now taken over basically what's left of the world. And they are fighting against the resistance, or at least they were. Most of the resistance is kind of currently dead. And as we get to the end of the movie, we'll kind of leave a little bit of that information that we learn a little bit more about who makes up this resistance, which is a nice little twist, I will say, that they throw in there. So the Doom Troopers can basically take someone away whenever they want, and when they do take these people away, they take them to Tim Curry, who basically like sucks their brains with his hands.
Yeah,
no explanation as to how he can do this. Or why he is doing this. Just he can do this.
He can do it.
And when he's reading their memories, he's not reading them as himself. He's literally just saying things as if he was impersonating that character.
And God, it's so good.
Yeah,
because he gets to do his own little Australian accent and stuff. So. Oh,
yeah. He does Australian accents. He does all kinds of little accents. It's very fun. It's I really like it. Yeah. So anyway, back to the dump that the kids are in. This is where we kind of meet all the kids and we figure out like Jada and Adam, our brother and sister, and Grandpa's there. And they have this giant who's mute. Probably a good idea not having Nathan Jones speak.
Probably.
WWE probably could have taken a lesson from that. He was a wrestler. He's a nice, big, huge, hulking man. But
Yes.
I think there's a reason that of all the movies he's in, he barely says anything at all.
Yep.
I think that's probably for the best, you know. There's a reason Arnold in the first few movies Arnold was in also barely spoke.
Well, yeah.
He didn't have to speak, you know. He
Yeah.
fit the gimmick with as he is. And Nathan Jones fits the gimmick here perfectly.
100%.
Yeah, and this is also where we meet Lizzie, who's like their friend who's gonna like try to escape, and she mentions that she's gonna get out, and this comes back later on inexplicably. And Lizzie can fire start. She can have her fingers just turn into fire.
Fingers just are lighters. And what the hell?
Yeah, and she never explains like how she came to be able to do this.
Says, you and your tricks. Like,
you and your
hold
tricks. The only other person that's able to do anything close to this is Tim Curry with his hand trick.
Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah. My only issue with the movie is that is never explained. And of all the things they explain, all the context they build, they never explain that. Which
they'd be like, oh, and by the way, only 2 people in the world have magic hands.
Yeah. Just like something about like, hey, these kids that were born after, because all these kids were born after the disaster, so they've never experienced the real world beforehand.
Right.
Which is kind of an important plot point later. But like, all they had to do at any point would be like, yeah, all these kids born afterwards have some of them have developed these like powers, you know, because Adam can also have telepathy. He can like talk to his robot dog with like, well, not telepathy. He has like a device that he uses.
Yeah, it's that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know how it works, and
we're never going to have it explained.
No explanation in the movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's obviously you could tell this was a part where the writing was intended for children because they're like, kids aren't going to ask these kind of questions, so fuck it, right? It's fine. We'll just move on. It's okay. Keep it going.
Yeah,
keep
fire
it going.
hands, whatever.
Fire hands. Woo!
Robot
burn,
dog,
baby, burn. Disco Inferno. So anyway, the kids, some of them have power, some of them have tricks. Like I said, don't know why. The accents are all over the place. Whoever was coaching these kids was just like, yeah, just come talking how you want to talk. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal. Anyway,
you're all in the same place. It's
and unfortunately, a lot of the DTs, they're supposed to come off as like these super intimidating forces. Most of them remind me of like Space Mutiny. Like they kind of keep falling down and tripping over themselves. They are not intimidating in the slightest.
Not at all. It's so silly.
Yeah. And so, like, at this point in the movie, I'm like, is there ever going to be a plot? Because we're just kind of, like, building a lot of world. But it's like, is anything actually going to fucking happen?
Yeah, really.
And eventually, Grandpa dies, which I guess develops the plot. Because now he's dead, and this is going to set in motion the kids doing something.
Yeah.
This is where we first learn
about
New Eden, right?
New Eden, and because it's this fictional place, or not fictional, she thinks it's a fictional place that may not even exist.
Yeah.
And I think it's where they said their parents.
Yeah, her parents. It may or may not be an allegory for heaven. We don't know.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think New Eden would have been a better title for this movie than Doom Runners. Because, like, Doom Runners, this movie has nothing, like, they don't, I guess they run from Doom. But, like, until the end of the movie, when he mentions it in the narration about them being the Doom Runners.
Like, we're no longer Doom Runners. Like,
they
it was like,
never once mentioned anything about it beforehand.
Yeah, like, they don't do it in the beginning where they're like, you're just a bunch of Doom Runners, or, something. Something would have been, context.
Call it New Eden. That would have been a better title. Maybe there was already a movie called that. I don't know.
Oh.
Or Sector 7, kids from Sector 7. I don't know.
Oh,
something like that, maybe.
Because they make a big deal about them being from Sector 7.
They are from Sector 7. That is a big, big deal. This is the first time we meet Tim Curry. Is he gives maybe his best quote, which is his like assistant, and disturbs him. And his response was, the guy says, "Sorry to disturb you," and Tim Curry says, "That's all right. I'm perfectly disturbed."
That's right.
It was great. Tim Curry has a lot of great quotes in this movie.
Oh my god, he is so good in this.
Yeah. So Grandpa dives and he leaves behind a map, which immediately made me be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
What if we had a post-apocalyptic Goonies?
Oh,
I've immediately made a slightly better movie. That's the problem.
dude,
That's
all
why
over
no one
that.
brought that up. There we go. Maybe we write a post-apocalyptic Goonies.
Oh,
There you go, Steven. Let us know. Anyway.
just give us a call.
So Grandpa's dead. He leaves them behind a map, and apparently the map is at least the first one, according to the internet, is a visual reference to the video game Myst, which is a video
That's
game
right.
that I remember being out, but I never played it.
I had a buddy, one of the best artists I've ever known, genuinely. He would. I remember going to his house, and he would be playing Myst, and I never understood it. I was just like, okay,
It's like a
you're
puzzle
just
game. I
walking
know
around.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like walking around solving puzzles. Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't look like a game to me. You know?
Yeah. Speaking of
But-
90s, not my bag, baby.
Nice.
Anyway, so do we know why Grandpa dies?
It seemed like he just sort of
It seems like he just dies.
decided to.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
know.
Like he doesn't seem like he's sick. He's not like
No,
he's never coughing or like we don't
No.
see him like cough up and he looks like his hand it's bloody or anything like that. Like
yeah, no, none of the.
there's no sign
none of
anything's
the-
wrong with him. He just decides like
he
now's
just
my
tells-
time.
Yeah, he just tells the big guy like, "Well, I'm gonna miss you."
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna miss you. I thought he
sure
was
gotta
gone-
die now.
before he said that he's dead or she says he's dead. I thought he was just leaving to go somewhere. I thought he was like,
Yeah,
well,
like-
I'm going to go on a trip and I may not come back, so I love you guys. But no, he dies. That's it. He's just dead. Just dead. No idea why.
Yeah.
He just decides like, now's a good enough time to clock out. I've seen what happens in the future. Fuck this place. I'm out.
I'd be like,
Like,
well, I
you
can't
eat it might
compete
be
with
better,
Tim
but-
Curry in this movie, so
Can't compete with Tim Curry. Time to bow out. Say my contract stipulated only one day of shooting. Yeah, so but before Grandpa dies, he says goodbye to them, and then the next morning they wake up and she tells Adam, oh, Grandpa's dead, and he's just like, okay, well, anyway. So before Grandpa died, they built these like road sailor things, and Adam gets them out, and they look like shit.
They look like shit.
They
It
look like shit.
hovers?
It hovers somehow, and we'll get to that when we get to the CGI scene here in a minute. But this part of the movie is pretty cringy. This is definitely kids' movies territory here.
It is. I would have been a much more forgiving about something like this back in the day when I was younger.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of stuff that was worse and
Oh God, yeah,
was fine with it.
yeah.
So,
It's one of those things that, like, as an adult, you kind of realize the cringiness of it that you didn't see when you were a kid. Like, do you remember when we tried to watch or rewatch Reboot?
yes.
And everyone, like all six of us at the same time, were all kind of agreement that like this didn't age well.
No.
It was like a unified decision all at once that all of us were like, oh, we loved Reboot as kids and then watched it as adults, and everybody, like an unspoken unanimous decision amongst a group of people to be like, yeah, this is not working. This is not aged well at all.
No. We'll just keep it where it was in memories.
Yeah,
You
let's
know?
leave it back. Yeah, we can describe to our children Reboot, and maybe they can enjoy it. But as an adult, it does not necessarily hold up as much as it did when you were kids. So.
It was definitely a lot more boring.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's a lot. That's what I mean. Like, there's a lot of like, I don't remember how much fucking just downtime there was in the show.
Yeah.
Where like, fuck all if anything happens for a while.
Yeah.
Like, why is this still like this?
It's just and like just little things that they say that just are like, wait, was that supposed to be a joke? You know.
Yeah. Right.
But so
Another part of this movie that I disliked here, going back to the movie, was Adam, before they leave, he like doubts himself, where he's like, oh, I don't want to go, y'all go. I'm like, you just were like super into going, like in the last scene. What happened? Like, this came out of nowhere.
really does come out of nowhere.
Odd characterization for him to all of a sudden to doubt himself. It serves only for her to be like, yeah, but I'm going to encourage you, which is like...
Yeah. I feel like it should have gone the other way around, because she was the doubtful one.
She was the doubtful one, which is weird, because then it like flips and she's like the one encouraging, but then that like becomes her primary character trait for the rest of the movie, is like the female character who encourages the stupid male, which is a little annoying, because that's
she's
kind
the
of what she
Angelina
does.
Jolie to his oh crap, what's his name? James McAvoy.
Oh yeah. You're right. You're
Wanted.
wanted. Yeah.
He can
Curving bullets. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So anyway, as they leave, though, we do get some like fake Australian punk stuff, which apparently is just like licensed music that they bought.
I liked it.
It sounded pretty good. It honestly kind of reminded me of like early Strung Out or Face to Face.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
apparently
100%.
it's just like completely like licensed fake Australian punk shit. So this sounded okay.
Man. It
Fit the
sounded good.
vibe,
I was
fit
like,
the vibe.
all of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, guitar riff! What's happening?"
And then we cut from that to like them in the desert with these gliders with CGI. It's awful music, and it's really bad.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty cringy.
It's
this is some cringe.
This is where it goes to like, all right.
Yeah, it sounds like
laughable.
if Liz Phair worked at Sears and recorded an album. That's what it sounds like. Which she might do that. I don't know.
Hey, I mean,
she's kind of a sellout, but that's okay. She's got bills to pay.
Oh God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta fuck, sometimes you gotta fucking run. So yeah, but like that's kind of what the music sounds like here. It's just not very good. It's just not very good. But
especially
it does get better.
Following the heavy guitar riffs.
Yeah. As I say, it does get much better. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they run into their first checkpoint, and this is where the narrator comes into the movie. So this entire time you thought like the narrator was outside of the movie, but this is like this is where you get like our Mad Max character.
He does.
Deke
he makes an
Mad
appearance
Max.
early on,
earlier in the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever they're grabbing Lizzie's brother. What was his name? Mark or something like that.
Derek.
Was that his brother? I can't remember her brother's name.
No idea.
But they're grabbing him and some other people, and he comes in on his like dirt bike. Remember when
dirt bike kid.
The 90s when dirt bikes were real cool?
Yeah, the dirt bike
and so he comes in, and that's when he says something about like they get annoyed by disrupt, or this is annoying them or whatever, and I like it, or something like that.
Yeah.
But then now we get him proper. And
Deke, very 90s name.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
And he's basically the Mad Max of this movie.
Yeah, he is 100%.
He's kind of like gonna be he's not as much of a dick as Max was, but
no, but he's. This is weird to me what happens because he like
the whole introduction with him is very poorly written.
Well, because they go to this like area that has all this. What would you call it? Like gas pockets? I don't know.
Yeah, there's like
she throws a rock and there's like all this gas shooting up.
Yeah. The world ended because of the ecological disaster.
Yeah, so there's like I guess just
atmosphere.
Yeah, so I guess there's just like I don't know what would this gas even be like?
I think it's just like acid gas. I don't know. It
like,
comes up
like
later on as it being important.
Yeah,
like it comes up later on in the movie as kind of being relevant.
So they they make sure to Chekhov's gas us.
Chekhov's gas, yeah. Just call Chekhov's gas.
Yep.
Chekhov's poison gas. Yeah.
But yeah, then Deke comes sneaking. We got a sneaky deacon.
Yeah, he tries to just come in and steal their map from them because he's like, well, they're never going to be able to get there, but I might be able to.
Yep.
Without
she gets the better of him.
She does, which leads to like this whole subplot that goes nowhere because she doesn't want the two Adam or the mute kid, or sorry, Nathan Jones' character. What's his name?
Mike? Was it Mike? God,
no,
that can't be right.
We're gonna have to edit all that out. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I'm
So
just gonna start saying people's names are Mike from now on.
Mike.
Oh, it was Vike.
Vike. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So yeah.
I'm
he tries
only
to
half as stupid as I think I am.
Deke tries to sneak up and steal the map from them because he thinks, well, these kids are never going to make it on their own, but maybe, just maybe, I got a chance.
I mean, I'm Deke.
I'm Deke, baby. And in doing so, he gets himself caught. And this is whenever him and her, they develop their own little sub-plan where they're going to run off together, or at least that's what he thinks.
He, I guess, convinces her that like he's the only way they can get through.
Yeah.
But he'll only take her, and she has to abandon her
little brother and his best friend. And well, I guess their protector, This guy grew up with them basically.
So she kind of goes along with it. Well, as far as he thinks.
Yeah,
And
this all of this is very clumsy.
it's very clumsy. And so they strike this deal. She busts the deal. She didn't have to spin the wheel though.
No, she did not spin the wheel for
But
busting
she
that deal.
does get a real whiny deke out of it.
Yeah. It's just him kind of like bitching and complaining about these other two people coming along, and I'm like, so far I don't see what harm they're causing. Like, you have this big muscle dude, he's gonna help you.
Yeah.
This kid's got a robot dog. That seems useful. Like,
And
shit. Seems like you got a mad man. What
and
are you
he's kind
complaining
of been trained in survival shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very weird.
It's
But
very weird.
whenever when they come running around after they successfully do whatever, like get away from the detainees and get around there, and then all of a sudden here they come, and he just pouts, like stomps off, like, and he's just like, "Come on."
Yeah, he gets very upset about
you and
this.
me,
It's just
and it's like,
very
dude,
weird.
You are down bad, to use the vernacular of kids these days.
The Utes.
The Utes. But
the Utes.
I'm just like,
Speaking
was he like hoping that he was gonna just get her alone and be like, "You're my woman now," like
yeah. Well,
like,
we'll get back to
like,
that later because that comes back up. So
it does come back up. I mean, no
his
better
narration is like the other big problem I have with Deke is him giving the narration.
Yeah,
I hate his narration because how he reads the lines does not come across as like it doesn't come across as like the feral kid in Mad Max 2. That's how they want it to come across. Instead, it comes across more like Apocalypse Now, where he's just like reading this like really sad story and like everything seems very tense and like dangerous. But then the stuff on the screen is like it's like a kids movie. So I'm like, this doesn't fit.
So I didn't put that together. Yeah, that's a really good comparison.
Yeah, that's how he reads it. It's like he's reading it just like Apocalypse Now. Same tone, same. It's very weird. Yeah. Anyway. So thank God Tim Curry's in this movie because he shows back up and we get to see more of him. And this is where I'm always like, please give me more of Tim Curry.
Yes, more.
And this movie is very, very much like, what if Mad Max 2 mixed with Fury Road was for kids?
Yeah.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Honestly, yeah. So I do like that now we get the character Jada. She realizes now she's in over her head as she's confessing all of her feelings of anxiety, and then all of a sudden Deke decides to come back.
It's just
he shows back up and more narration. Hate the narration. Hate the narration.
But we get more of it.
We do get more of it. We also get more of Tim Curry being absolutely insane.
Yep.
I would pay money for them just to give me all of the footage they have from this movie of Tim Curry.
Yes.
Just give me a super edit of Tim Curry scenes because he is great every single time he's on camera. He single-handedly makes this movie. So we cut back to the kids in the desert, and Kenji, the robotic dog, he finds a big rock, which then leads them to a riddle, which then leads them to the map, which then leads them to New Eden. Fuck all that. Lizzie shows up. How the hell did she get here?
Yeah.
Which should be their question, but they do not question it very long.
No. Well, and because you also see her brother getting mind sucked.
Yeah, he's getting mind sucked, yeah.
And that's like, it was so weird because I'm like, why did he? Because I even backed it up to go back to her brother. It was like, this isn't really how he sounded to me. Like, but he's just like, oh, cool. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
He's like very American surfer dude, and Lizzie is very clearly an Australian.
Yeah, and it was like, wait, he never talked like that. I don't understand, but I'm not gonna take away from what I got to watch.
Lizzie's story sounds like bullshit, and the dog kind of calls her out on it. No one else does.
Yeah, because the dog keeps barking whenever it senses something. Senses
her story is bullshit, basically. Because it does. It does sound like she has lines.
She's just like, what was she saying? Like,
she was trainer, and she met some DTs that were just lonely guys, and I had what they needed, so I traded with them.
Nobody
and I'm
trades
good
with
at
them because they're so scared, and then so
yeah.
I
So
did, and
now
now
I
I'm
just
friendly with them. You
found
know,
myself
like
in this cave that y'all happen to also be in now.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Anyway,
then this part when she's like telepathically talking to Tim Curry, I guess
yeah,
through the fire.
yeah.
I don't know.
None of this is explained.
Again, no explanation. I want
How
to
is
do
she
that.
able to
I
do
want to
these
do.
things?
I want to write something and just have shit like that, like something. Have just everything else in the movie kind of comport with the reality of the movie, in the world, and then something just like this, where it's like, what, and
No
never explain
explanation.
it, draw no attention to it,
Yeah. Well, the next part of the map tells them they need to get to Endgame, and this is where I immediately wrote down like Endgame, like the Italian Mad Max ripoff that we'll probably get to around episode 91. That movie, because that's apparently where we're going to is Endgame. That's what they keep calling it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
which is the name of, I guess, Tim Curry's fortress, because that's where we end up going to.
Yeah,
but not before we get to see like a crazy storm that comes through and everyone's got to hide.
Yeah.
Remember, this has an the ecology of the world collapsed. We forgot about that, right?
Yeah.
Got to show that again. The entire time the movie is filmed in like this weird sepia tone because we're told early on that the kids don't know that the sky was once blue because they've never seen a blue sky up till now. So
yeah, it's like these weird.
It's all like browns
tones.
and reds and stuff like that. Yeah. The entire movie. It's not as off-putting as it sounds.
No.
Yeah.
They do a pretty alright job with it.
Yeah. Despite it raining like crazy during this scene, if you notice, not a single shot are they actually wet. Yeah, their hair never changes. It's always dry. So all of that rain is after effects. So yeah.
I see.
And not very convincing either, because it doesn't look like real rain. But anyway. This is where we get some ruffians, our first gang of like, I guess, traveling mob that shows up.
And, because they decide a random bag on the ground that's full of like food and stuff. Like, well, that's fine.
Yep.
That's normal. People just abandon stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, and so they immediately get confronted by basically these punks. That's what they look like. They look like traditional punk rockers.
And they
who for some reason have like a traveling circus lion tame cage because that's where they lock all the kids in.
That's right. It was a lion tamer cage.
Yeah, and they're threatening to eat the dog.
Yeah, they're like, we're not going to hurt
the dog.
him.
Eat the
we're
dog.
Eat him. Yeah, it's like, oh, buddy.
Yeah. And this doesn't really last very long because the DT show up, and then just as soon as the DT show up, Lizzie also shows up, and then Lizzie goes rogue and decides to just turn on Tim Curry's side and start blowing shit up.
She finds out that Tim Curry, I guess he explains, he's like, basically like, I brain sucked your brother. What's up?
Yeah.
And she's like,
what of it?
Yeah, and it's like, and she's like, this of it, I guess, like, and then starts attacking DTs.
And we have no idea like where
fire.
she was when she discovered that. We see that scene where she discovers it, but we know she's in the fortress with Tim Curry, but we have no idea where that fortress is in comparison to where we are now.
Right.
Because she just shows up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's just like, surprise, bitch, I'm rogue. Like, here I am. Here's fire. Like, I can do this, remember?
Yeah, she's like, this is for my brother or something like that.
And like, that's the thing is every time she shows up, because until the end of the movie, she's like only shows up 3 times. And all 3 times she uses her fire fingers. Each time I forget she could fucking do this. Because no one else can do things like this.
Yeah, really.
So each time she shows up, she's like, I can do it. It's like, oh yeah, fuck, Lizzie's here. Like, thank God. Why is no one else able to do this?
Deus Ex Fire Inferno? I don't know. I had nothing on that
one. Yeah. So basically, the whole like capture of them by the punks is just to basically explain that Lizzie is now on their side. Yes, Lizzie was a double agent, and also Deke's bike is now destroyed, and y'all are walking everywhere.
Yeah,
that's all that scene does. Yeah,
that's all it does.
Excuse me. So we cut back to more Tim Curry. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, we do.
And this is where he once again, like I wrote down, can one man make a movie? Yes, they can. Because if you took Tim Curry out of this movie would not be nearly as good.
Oh, not at all.
but him
Yeah,
being
I
in this
was
movie
ready-
makes it perfect.
And I was ready for it to be a movie without Tim Curry, so just having him in there, like I said, I just couldn't stop smiling, like excited, because I was just
Right.
like, "Oh, this is
It's
going to be
perfect.
amazing!" You know?
Yeah. So the kids make it to Endgame and they encounter all these crazy people, including Caesar. And this is where we
Yeah.
learned that like all the people that Tim Curry mind sucks, this is where they're kind of just roaming around,
Yeah,
shouting out incredible nonsense. And the performer playing Caesar, who we talked about during the cast, he is wonderful in this performance.
oh, absolutely.
He's very, very funny while also being very sad and like kind of human. As
Absolutely
he's
no.
just
He
like trying to put
definitely
together memories but can't.
yes, but he's also, like you said, he's funny because he just kind of goes off nonsense.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so Nathan Jones's character shows him a big picture,
Mhm.
and it turns out that like, hey, the Yells, know each other. He's part of like the group of the resistance that fought the corporation back at the beginning,
Yes.
and he helps them get to the next part of the story basically before he kind of loses his memory again and just wanders
Yep.
off.
He sundowns again and then just wanders away. Poor grandpa.
Yeah, right. And we get more narration here. The only time we don't get narration is when Deke is explaining that he was abandoned, and
Yep.
and
she
then
says, "Well,
finally-
maybe they were just, this was good for you. It was
Yeah.
good for you to be abandoned by your
good for you to be
parents."
abandoned." Yeah, and then they share a kiss, their
Yep.
first kiss, and then as soon as they kiss, the DTs show up and interfere.
Yep.
There you go. That's what you get for kissing, kids.
Yeah,
So,
haven't you ever seen a slasher movie? They're the first to get killed.
So Jada gets kidnapped and taken to Tim Curry, and good old Deke runs back to the boys to let them know
Yep.
what had happened. This is a situation where, God, don't you wish Lizzie was here? Because she could just fucking, like, explode shit.
Explode them.
Apparently, situationally, she has to go do other things.
Yeah.
And this is where Tim Curry reveals to Jada the entire picture. See, up till now, the picture she had been seeing was just a torn picture. So she could see her parents and grandparents and her friends, but she couldn't see all the other people in the picture.
Yep.
Turns out Tim Curry was on the other side of the picture.
Oh.
He was the next to her parents because he knew them.
Yep.
He used to be one of the resistance. In fact, he was against the corporation and then turned on them. And this is a twist I did not see coming, and I really like. I liked that they were just like, yeah, he used to be a good guy, then he became a bad guy.
It's
kind of cool.
That is really cool. I like they saved a bit of good writing right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they're like,
right
we'll
at the
save
end,
it.
they're like,
Hold
"Here's
on,
some good
we'll.
stuff."
There's going to be a little dumb. It's going to be tough, but just wait.
Exactly.
I wrote this really good thing.
Yeah. So Jada is kidnapped basically, and she's about to get mind sucked. But before Tim Curry's character needs to get a couple other things done. But this also gives the kids a chance to raid the compound.
Yep.
And honestly, like the action little set pieces they have are pretty cool here.
It's
fun. It's nicely done. I like it. So the kids eventually find the entrance to the tunnels, but Dr. KO, Tim Curry, he is after them within the tunnels.
I forgot. I forgot his character had a name. I just kept calling him Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah, he's just him in this movie. Yeah, this is him in his normal life.
Absolutely. I was just like, well, they just happened to be filming Tim Curry at the time. So
yeah, right. And this is where I was like, how often can Lizzie use these powers? Because it seems like she just uses them every time they need her to.
You know what it reminded me of? You remember in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where John Cleese is Tim the Enchanter, where he just randomly is just throwing fire around?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it reminded me of. It was just like,
it reminded me of several D&D sessions I played in where the various people were too hammered to know that or remember what they could do in a turn, and just were like, "Oh yeah, I can do that." It's like, yes. Why haven't you done it before? Why do we have to remind you?
Oh God, I feel so seen right now.
So anyway, turns out Nathan Jones' character is hurt, and well, this is going to end up with him sacrificing himself because as Tim Curry shows up to stop the kids, he grabs Tim Curry's character with a big bear hug and drags him into the poison gas chamber.
That actually made me nervous. Like that.
I was like, I literally wrote down, "Holy shit, this is a kids movie." I thought, like, it was dark.
That was dark.
Yeah, the kids can see, like, oh yeah, he's dead. They're gonna they're gone, and then like yes, Tim Curry does show up again briefly. He crawls out when he's all disfigured just to die again. But yeah, like he's dead.
In the
That's
most obvious bald cap I've ever seen.
Oh,
because
yeah,
you can see the
very
wrinkles and
so.
everything.
Yeah. He's
Like,
not
okay.
shaving his head for this movie. This is
not
the
for this
$2 million budget. I wonder how much of it Curry got.
I
So
wonder.
hopefully he got a good payday. This is a good time for
Yeah.
him. So the kids find their way to New Eden.
Yep.
And
They
we end
come
with
out the
more.
tunnel.
They come out the tunnel and they see the blue skies.
The blue sky that was just on the other side of the other tunnels where the red skies were. Okay.
When they're ready, I guess everything's okay on this side of the earth.
Yeah, it's like,
okay. Right, it's okay. Yeah, like in all the Mad Max movies, in every one of them, like any one of the times that Max is trying to get someone somewhere, other than Fury Road, nobody ever gets there. Like he always leaves them beforehand, so we don't have to like see what is on the other side. Here we get to see New Eden. And it's pretty, but it's not like what you think it is. It's not like, oh my god, this is like salvation on Earth. It's like, oh, okay, well, this looks nicer. But like your parents aren't here, like you thought they were going to be.
Australian. It's like, oh, it's a beach.
It's a beach. Yeah, it's nice. Cool. There you go. Nice day at the beach. Yeah.
We're on the Gold Coast.
Right. And this is where we end with more narration. Ugh. Especially because the narration is just describing what you can visually see, which is that the kids are having fun and they're not worried about anything for the first time in their lives.
It reminded me, it's like they were trying to do that scene where in Terminator 2, where Linda Hamilton is narrating kind of what is going on whenever they're in Mexico.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Just I was going to say, yeah. You instantly reminded me of that too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
but,
and then
not
the narrator.
done well.
No, God no. And then this is the first time the narrator mentions like we were no longer Doom runners. Like when were you ever Doom runners? No one ever mentioned that before. Now you mentioned Endgame, you mentioned New Eden, you mentioned Sector 7. God knows how many times.
That'd be like if in the movie Hackers, they never once called them hackers, and then at the end it was just a voiceover. It's like, and then we were hackers, or then we were never hackers again.
Yeah. Like at the end of like if Goodfellas, they never ever mentioned they were Goodfellas. At the very end, they were like, at the end of the day, we were just a couple of Goodfellas. And you're like, wait, what? Okay, cool, I guess. But yeah, man, you really could have named this movie like 100,000 other things other than Doom Runners.
It could have been anything. It could have been,
In spite of that, final thoughts on the movie. I'll go first, then you'll get to you, and then we'll wrap it on up for the night. Honestly, like. You mentioned several times Tim Curry saves this movie, and he is good. He's great in this movie, better than good. He's great in this movie.
Yes.
But like for a 90s TV kids movie, this is about perfect as you could ask for. And not that it's a perfect movie. It's not. But for a 90s TV kids movie, those qualifiers in mind, I feel like this is about as perfect as you could ask for. It's got some flaws, but I really loved it. One of those movies, like I said, if I had seen this movie as a kid, it probably would be up there in like my like mental listing of like favorite movies that I watched growing up. Because I had a hell of a fun time watching it. It was a really fun time. Don't have any kids myself, but if I ever adopt or anything like that, this would be one of those movies that I'm once my kids have age, 8, 9, something like that. This would be one of the ones that I'd want to watch with them because it is a really fun post-apocalyptic kids movie. Not something I thought I would say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I will say this just, I don't know, this was just so up my alley. Like, this is the kind of kids, like, TV movies I watched back in the day, Like, this reminds me a lot of The Tribe, and I got sucked into that. So this would have been, I don't know, I'm so bummed that 40 years ago, I guess 20 years later, over 20 years later, I get my hands on this now. And because, this is one of those movies I'd come back to over and over and over again. And if I'd have known about it when my daughter was younger, she would have already seen it too. So,
it's a good time.
Like you're saying. And having Tim Curry on it really is just icing on the cake for me. Because even without him, I just still watch the hell out of this, But he does make it. Like, now that I've got it, I don't want to even consider without it. So, and I was prepared to not have him, but God, it was great. And it was great as a surprise. I want to do that more often.
Yeah, it was a surprise for me as well. I had never seen this movie before we watched it. The only thing I knew about this movie was Tim Curry and that it was a post-apocalyptic kids movie. And I was like, well, we haven't talked about that yet. That'll be interesting. So there you go. Check that off the bucket list. Post-apocalyptic kids movie. Well, we will be back next week to talk about another movie from the 90s, Last Night, which is a very different than a kids movie, more of like a post-apocalyptic indie drama. So another first for us, talking about something that isn't a sci-fi horror or any kind of movies like that. This is going to be a completely like indie drama from the 90s. So it's going to be a very different kind of situation, but I'm looking forward to it. So next week we'll talk about Last Night, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Take it easy.
Hot damn, college boy. Thank you so much for listening. Every single week we come back with a new movie about the end of the world, or a movie about the beginning of the end of the world, or what happens after the end of the world, or maybe one day we just decide to watch Showgirls. Who knows? Right? But every week we are coming back, and thank you so much for stopping in this week and listening to the whole episode and hearing our thoughts on whatever train wreck of a movie I chose to force my friend to watch this week. I'm a good person like that. And thank you for also being a good person. There you go. If you want to be a really, really fucking cool person, which you obviously are, why don't you give us a like, and actually, more importantly, give us a subscribe. I find that to be more important. I don't know if the algorithm says it is. I don't really give a shit. But thank you for your patronage either way, and clicking all the things and doing all the stuff. Bye. Thanks.